Everyone knows about the French wine region of Burgundy, known for its beautiful wines, mostly of Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. But there's so much to learn about this iconic region. For example, its preferred name, Bourgogne. In this episode, Allison and I dive into the essentials of Bourgogne and explore this historic, fascinating region with expressive wines from Albert Bichon. Enjoy the episode, give it a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more. The wine region of Bourgogne is small and located in east central France. It's about 230 kilometers from the north to the south, and fewer than 30,000 hectares are under vine. They barely account for 4% of all French AOCs. Across Bourgogne, there are 84 flagship appellations, most of which enjoy an international reputation. There are 5 wine-growing regions: Chablis and Auxerrois, Côte de Nuit and Haute Côte de Nuit, Côte de Beaune and Haute Côte de Beaune, Côte Chalonnaise and Couchois, and Mâconnais.
Many think that most wines produced in Bourgogne are red wines of Pinot Noir, but they're only 29% of the total. White wines of Chardonnay and to a lesser extent Aligoté, Sauvignon Blanc, and Pinot Blanc comprise the majority at 60%. We're thrilled to share a few wines from Albert Bichon in Bourgogne as we talk about this iconic region. The Bichot family settled in Burgundy in 1350, and the family coat of arms and symbol, the doe, has never changed. In 1831, Bernard Bichot founded a wine trading business and his son succeeded him. His grandson Albert advanced the business and settled in Beaune in 1912. And the second Albert Bichot, born in 1900, was a pioneer of international commerce. North America, Asia, Oceania. He traveled incessantly in order to introduce the wines, which were already recognized as being among the best to wine lovers around the world.
In the second half of the 20th century, his 4 sons who inherited his know-how really expanded the operation with the construction of a large aging cellar, a new bottling center, and winery. And the wines are now available worldwide. Now, Albert Bichot took management in 1996 and is completely focused on the future, converting to organic viticulture, marketing the prestige and exposure of Bourgogne wines, and adapting it to new markets. That's his passion. That's the passion of the company. The vineyards now total 6 estates that cover Bourgogne from north to south. So we're getting a great snapshot here today. So let's talk about the wines of Bourgogne with wines from Albert Bichot.
White wine from Bourgogne offers a range of aromas and flavors. In young wines, we may find vegetal and fresh fruit notes, and in more elegant wines, floral notes and hints of minerality may be prevalent. Older wines may even offer notes of spices and nuts. Chardonnay from Bourgogne is sophisticated and elegant. And if you start at the very top of Bourgogne, you have Chablis, a region for Chardonnay known for very crisp mineral style, often not put in oak, that only sees stainless steel like the one I have today. This is the Albert Bichot Domaine Long-Depagui 2020. This Chablis is 100% stainless steel. It does spend about 10 months on the lees, on the fine lees, which is going to add to the texture. I get lemon, this beautiful minerality. It's just so fresh. There's even some acacia flowers, like a nice floral element. Oh, I mean, it's everything that you want in a Chardonnay. The minerality, the citrus, a little creaminess on the mid palate just to kind of round out the flavors, but just an absolutely gorgeous wine. So not a bad place to start with Chablis. As you move on,
that's exactly right. Yeah, and Chardonnay has its true expression, I think, in Bourgogne, because I have in my glass Chardonnay from Albert Bichot Saint-Veran, 2019, not from Chablis, further south. And near the Côte de Beaune, the wines show intense aromas with floral, creamy, and oak notes. Now, it has a slight oak on it too, but not, I know stainless steel with your Chablis, but this has a little bit of oak. In Côte Chalonnaise, for example, and the Mâconnais, Wines are a little bit more fresh fruit and nuts. Some oak aged wines develop notes of honey and vanilla and can be fruit forward and balanced. But I'm telling you, this is a beauty. Very, it's rich, it's creamy, it's what it should be from Bourgogne. A little bit of note of oak on this, a little bit buttery, pure. This is an everyday Chardonnay, and I think it's very well priced. So,
I think an important thing to remember is that with Chardonnay, it's a very neutral grape, and it really expresses the place that it's from. And so what's really fun about tasting different Bourgogne Chardonnays is to see the nuance from town to town. So
exactly.
Well, shall we move on to Pinot Noir? Pinot Noir, the red grape from Bourgogne, expresses fresh fruit and vegetal notes when sipped young, and older wines with a little time and oak may offer elements of spice, earth, coffee, licorice, and hints of bramble. Now, there is Gamay also produced in Bourgogne, but it's really in lesser quantities. Now, here's a fun fact. All red Bourgogne Grand Crus are located in the Côte de Nuit, except Corton Grand Cru, which is located in the Côte de Beaune. And like Chardonnay, Pinot Noir offers many aromas that relate directly to terroir. And that's why the name of the variety is rarely written on the label. And instead, where it's from is what you find instead.
So today, Allison and I have in our glass the Albert Bichot Bourgogne old vines of Pinot Noir. The old vines are between 25 and 30 years old. They're located in the Côte de Beaune and Côte de Nuit. So the age of the vines gives the wine its incredible concentration and straightforward characteristic flavors. The nose, oh my gosh, what are you feeling?
Well, my God, on the nose, it's really cool because I'm getting a lot of bramble, but I'm also getting like a stem inclusion. I'm getting something herbaceous, kind of that earthy, but also vegetal in a good way.
True.
Aroma.
I'm also getting black currants, red currants, juicy plums. It's just lovely.
I'm gonna sip it.
Oak on this wine, definitely, but not overly done.
Not overly done. It's got really nice acidity. Really, it's everything you love about Pinot, right? This is not a really full-bodied wine. It's medium minus, I'd say.
Yes.
It's got nice acidity, very, 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 very soft, like low tannins.
Right.
But just a really pretty wine on the palate. Just
exactly
really enjoyable.
Yeah, I think that's their style. It's a 2019 and suggested to enjoy within 3 to 5 years. So I think we hit that mark. So it's not meant to be aged for 20 years. This is a everyday Pinot. It's delicious. And I think I would have mild cheeses, roast chicken, grilled meats, vegetables, roasted vegetables. It's a great wine for every occasion.
I think the kind of stemminess in it would work really well with roasted vegetables and meats. I think it would be a really nice pairing.
Definitely.
For sure.
Definitely.
So,
all right. So after Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, Bourgogne is producing Crémant de Bourgogne, which now has been reaping accolades more than anyone can imagine. And now its production is 11% of the total. We have two, a Brut and a Rosé Crémant. Here it is. Yeah, right here. That we're going to talk about. So I'll start mine first because I love this wine. It is a Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. The variety of the grapes and their choice of vineyards are a result of the producers just search for balance everywhere they go. The Chardonnay is just white flowers and minerality, and the Pinot Noir brings that fruit density and this round mouthfeel. So fresh, so pure. I love this producer. I will continue to purchase wines from them. They really know what they're doing. It's just the Crémant is sparkly, bubbly, fruit forward, citrus, a little bit of lime, white blossoms. fresh and vibrant. Man, I will have the rest of this today and tomorrow. Let's put it that way. It's clean, it's precise. The length is great. How about your rosé?
Well, the rosé, it's beautiful. It's got a lot of floral aromatics, red fruits. It's 80% Pinot Noir, and then it's Chardonnay and a little Gamay, not more than 10% Gamay. So really pretty. It's got a lot of body to it, and I think it's 10 grams per liter. So there's a little bit of residual sugar that is, we can taste it, but the acidity is matching it. So it's not a sweet wine. But it has a lushness on the palate. There is this kind of lingered richness in the mid palate, and then beautiful acidity, a little minerality, just a really, it's the kind of sparkling wine I'd want to pair with food because it's just got body and texture. So just gorgeous.
Definitely. So I think we hit it out of the park with some of
What
these
do I
wines.
choose? What do I choose? I've got bubbles, I've got white, I got pink, red.
It's everywhere. But we have to remember, Allison, that the soul of Bourgogne is in its terroir, and it's the basis of the entire AOC system. So the expression of terroir is so important to the people in Bourgogne. It's the combination of weather, soil, subsoil, plot orientation, the varietal of Chardonnay or Pinot Noir, and the long-standing expertise of the winemakers or vignerons. So the region's subsoil, just as another fun fact, was formed between 135 and 195 million years ago. And it's of marl and marine limestone from the Jurassic period. And that sort of limestone nourishes the vines. Wines assume their rich mineral-like characteristics. It's amazing.
And, not to get super geeky, but it is really important to talk about the orientation of the plots, meaning the exposure of the hillside vineyards. They sit at altitudes between 200 and 500 meters. And this helps the vines better resist the frost, because don't forget, it does get cold there. It does snow in the winter. Yep. And it also helps provide a natural barrier against the winds from the west, allowing the grapes to maximize the amount of sunshine. And so where those vines are, and are super important. You also have natural drainage system that prevents too much moisture. And the ideal weather conditions include a temperate climate, 2,000 hours of annual sunshine, which for those of us in California seems like not hard to get, but not as easy in France, and optimal amounts of rainfall. And it's where Pinot and Chardonnay thrive. This is where they thrive, they succeed, and this is why they've been so successful over the centuries.
Yeah, absolutely. And with so many multi-generational vignerons in Bourgogne, it's no wonder that the traditional methods are revered, but they're now coupled with contemporary methods as well, with the new generations coming up. The style of the winemaker or enologist has a huge impact on these wines, but local practices are still king. So one of the most important, facets of wines from Bourgogne is the Climat, the many specific delimited plots that were derived almost 2,000 years ago. And I know we're getting all geeky, but Allison, keep going on the Climat because it's so fascinating.
Well, you said derived more than 2,000 years ago. Each Climat is working to use traditional practices and is distinct with its own aspect to the sun and geological and weather conditions. So I know that gets kind of geeky, but it's so important that the Climats of Bourgogne were added to the UNESCO World Heritage List on July 4th in 2015. So important.
It's not just about the wine. The wine in the glass is internationally recognized because of all these things. Well, I can absolutely attest that with the wines from Bichot, we've had a great snapshot of the incredible wines here in Bourgogne, and I'm ready to return. We hope you enjoyed this dive into the Bourgogne essentials and are inspired to find an impressive wine, perhaps one from Bichon, from the region too. Let us know what you think about this episode. Give it a like, subscribe to our channel for more, and cheers.